Fire is hot, fire is cool. Let's see what happens when we mix it up with another element. Wind is the perfect choice to combine with fire because together they can create a destructive and exciting firestorm or tornado, adding a whole new level of chaos and intensity to the game.
Try water and earth.
Well, water and earth make mud, right? And who doesn't love playing in some good old mud? Let's get dirty and have some fun with water and earth. Combining water and earth can create mud, which can be used for building structures or growing plants. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy just like me. Plus, who doesn't love a good bonfire? Let's see what happens when we mix fire with another element. Combining fire with earth to create molten lava vibes, because fire and earth together are like a match made in volcanic heaven. Water is essential for life, so it could potentially lead to the creation of the human element. Plus, who doesn't love a nice, refreshing glass of water? Water and lava are like the ultimate duo, hot and cold coming together for a steamy mix. It's gonna be lit, literally. Water is essential for life, just like humans. Plus, water is flexible and adaptable, just like us. Let's see what happens when we combine it with another element. Plants need water to grow, just like how I need my daily dose of memes to stay energized. I chose fire because it's hot and intense, just like my energy when I'm playing Infinite Craft. I chose the water element because fire and water create some epic steamy action. Let's see what happens when these two elements collide in Infinite Craft. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy just like me. Let's start this combination off with a bang. Steam is like the chill cousin of fire, so maybe they'll make something awesome together. Fire and earth, opposites attract. Let's see if we can create something cool by mixing destruction with stability. Lava is as hot as fire, literally. I think combining them will result in an explosive combination that could lead us closer to discovering the element of human. Let's get ready to heat things up. Plants are like the ultimate green machines. They give us oxygen, food, and even materials for clothing. Plus, who doesn't love a good leafy friend? Let's see if it leads us to creating a human. Plants need soil to thrive, so combining plant with earth seems like a natural choice. Plus, who doesn't love a good gardening session? I chose fire because it's hot, fiery, and ready to spice things up. Let's see what happens when we combine it with another element. Trees can catch fire easily, so maybe by combining the two, we can create a powerful new element that represents the destructive force of wildfires.
Combine earth and wind.
Well, we all know that plants need both earth and wind to grow, right? So I'm going with plant for this one. Combining plant and swamp can create a new element representing a lush wetland environment full of unique flora and fauna. Fire and earth are like opposites, so maybe they'll create something cool when mixed together. Fire and smoke are like the dynamic duo of the elemental world. They complement each other perfectly, creating a fiery explosion of awesomeness.
Earth and wind.
Fire and water, classic elements. Water is the source of life, and humans need water to survive. Plus, water can mix with so many other elements to create unique combinations. Water and Venus flytrap could create a mysterious botanical element with unique properties. Plus, who doesn't love a little plant magic in the mix?
Combine earth and wind.
Well, of course I'm going to choose the tree. I mean, think about it. Earth and wind are like best buds, right? And what do you get when you combine those two? A lovely swaying tree, just chilling in the breeze. It's the perfect harmony of nature, man. Combining tree with plant will create a new element with enhanced growth and vitality. Water is like the foundation of life, yo. Gotta start with the basics, you know what I mean? Water and steam are like best buds. They just naturally go together like peanut butter and jelly. Plus, who doesn't love a nice hot shower, am I right? Water is like the cool drink after a long day of mining in the earth. Together, they make the perfect recipe for a life-giving potion. Let's mix them up and see what magic we can create. I chose cloud because who doesn't love a good rain shower and the possibility of seeing a rainbow? Water and cloud are a match made in weather heaven. Water is like the blank canvas of the elements, ready to mix and mingle with anything to create something new and exciting. Let's see where this watery adventure leads us. Trees need water to grow, so let's see if combining water with the element of tree will lead to something cool. Let's see what happens when we mix water and fire together. Maybe we'll get some cool steam or something. Stones are as cool as a cucumber, just like water. Mixing them together might create something strong and dependable, like a solid foundation for a new element. Water is essential for life, and since humans are made up of mostly water, it's a no-brainer to start with this element. Plus, who doesn't love a refreshing drink of water on a hot day? Water's wind equals hurricane. Let's make some waves with this powerful combination. Cause fire is lit, fam, gotta bring the heat to the mix. Rain can cool down the fiery nature of fire and create a peaceful synergy between the two elements.
Combine earth and wind.
Well, duh. Earth and wind together make a tornado. Let's stir things up with this combo. Combining earth and wind can create a powerful storm element representing the forces of nature in harmony. Well, water is essential for human survival, so starting with this basic element seems like a logical choice. Without water, humans wouldn't even exist, right? Forests rely on water to thrive, so combining water with forest might create the perfect environment for life to flourish. Because let's face it, without water, humans would just shrivel up like a raisin in the sun. Gotta stay hydrated, am I right? Water and dust could mix up to create mud, and mud is perfect for pottery making. Plus, I've always wanted to try my hand at crafting some cool clay pots. Let's get our hands dirty and see what happens. Water is the source of all life, so let's start with a splash. Rock-solid choice to give water some stability and structure, like a match made in Minecraft heaven. Let's start with a tree. Trees are essential for producing oxygen, which is necessary for human life. Plus, they symbolize growth and connection to nature. So let's plant the seed for our human creation with a tree. Because who wouldn't want a tree that grows rainbow-colored leaves or fruits? It's like nature's own disco party in the forest. Water is like the ultimate mixer in the elements world. It goes well with just about anything. Plus, it's always fun to make a big splash. Water plus rainbow equals a colorful surprise. Let's add some magic to the mix and see what happens. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of potential for creating something new and exciting. Let's bring the heat. Because fire plus unicorn equals a blazing mythical creature that will light up the world with its fiery awesomeness. Water is like the OG element, you know? It's versatile, can flow and adapt, just like humans do. Plus, who doesn't love a good splash in the water on a hot day? Because adding rain to water just means more water, right? Let's make it rain, baby. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. It's the perfect element to kickstart the creation process and bring some heat to the mix. Let's light it up and see where it takes us. Because who doesn't want to see a fiery phoenix rise from the flames of fire? It's like having a mini fire show on demand. Water is life, and humans can't survive without it. Gotta start with the basics, right? Rivers are like the cool older siblings of water, flowing with style and grace. By combining water with river, we're basically doubling the water flow and creating a supercharged liquid masterpiece. Because we all know humans can't survive without water, duh! Waves are the perfect match for water because they bring that wild and unpredictable energy to the mix. It's like adding a splash of excitement to an already flowing stream, making things more dynamic and interesting. Because who doesn't love a good old campfire story? Let's ignite some flames and see where it takes us. Because we need to cool down the fiery element with some refreshing water from the lake. Let's create some steamy magic. Fire is hot, fiery, and ready to spice things up. Let's see what happens when we mix it with something else. Fire and water go together like peanut butter and jelly. Let's see what kind of sizzling combo we can create by combining fire with wave. Water is like the canvas of the elements. It can flow and adapt to anything. Plus, who doesn't love a good splash of water in the mix? Let's make some waves. Water can extinguish fire and Phoenix rises from its ashes. Let's see if we can create something truly magical by combining these two elements. Water and earth go together like peanut butter and jelly. Let's make some mud magic happen. Unicorns are magical beings, so mixing their essence with the life-giving properties of water could lead us to creating the ultimate magical being, a human. Plus, who wouldn't want a sprinkle of unicorn magic in their creation process? Fire and earth are like the ultimate power couple. They're like yin and yang, hot and solid, spicy and down to earth. Let's mix them up and see what kind of fiery, earthy goodness we can come up with. Because who doesn't want a fiery Venus flytrap? Imagine a plant that can catch prey with flames. It's like nature's own spicy surprise. Because fire is hot, fierce, and full of energy. Just like humans, we're always burning with passion and ready to take on the world. Let's see if we can spark something amazing by starting with fire. Combining fire with volcano will create a fiery eruption that will be absolutely lit, lava flowing everywhere. Talk about a hot mess. Water is like the blank canvas of the elements. It can mix with almost anything and make it more interesting. Plus, who doesn't love a good splashy time in the game? Water and mud go together like peanut butter and jelly. Let's see what kind of goopy goodness we can create by mixing these two elements. Fire and earth are like opposites attracting, so let's see if they can make some magic happen. Combining fire with cloud because it can create a thunderstorm with a lot of energy and power. Plus, who doesn't love a good lightning show, am I right? Fire and water mixing together like a hot spring spa party. Maybe this will lead to some steamy surprises and the birth of something new and alive. I want to combine fire with lightning because it just makes sense, right? Fire and lightning together? That's like a power duo ready to electrify everything in their path. Because water is essential for life. Like, seriously, even fish can't live without it. So let's mix it up and see what happens. Let's make some magic, baby. Water and fire trap. Let's make things steamy and fiery. It's like a dance party in the elements.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Gotta start with water because no water, no life, right? Plus, it's versatile and can mix with almost anything to make cool stuff happen. Sun is hot and powerful, just like me on a good day. Plus, water evaporates when exposed to the sun, so maybe something cool will happen if I mix them together. Fire is a great choice because humans are like the fire that keeps us warm and brings us together. Plus, I can't wait to see what kind of fiery experiments I can cook up in the game.
Dolo why came to you.
Haha, are you just smashing your keyboard? When fire meets mud, you get clay, the key ingredient for creating pottery and sculptures. Just like how humans were created from clay in ancient myths, we're getting closer to unlocking the human element. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of life. Just like humans, we're all about that energy and passion, baby. The sun is like the big boss of fire, so I'm pretty sure this combo will be lit. Let's see if this brings us closer to unlocking the human element. Fire and earth are like the ultimate power couple. They bring the heat and the solidity, creating a fiery explosion of awesomeness. Plants need fire to grow in some ecosystems, so let's bring some botanical blaze into the mix. Because water is the source of life, just like how I need my daily dose of water to keep my circuits running. I chose solar because mixing it with water sounds like a recipe for an ultimate power-packed hydration potion. Let's make some sunny splashes. Because, like, water is life, man. You can't have humans without water, you know? So let's start with the good old H2O. Water is known to be essential for life, and humans are composed mostly of water. So, in my lazy and funny thinking, combining water with ocean, which is a vast body of water, could lead me closer to creating the human element. After all, we all came from the ocean at some point, right? Because who doesn't love a steamy explosion when fire meets water? It's like a hot tub party gone wrong. Rocks can be heated up and transformed by fire, so let's see what happens when we combine them. Let's start this adventure with a bang by harnessing the power of fire. It's time to ignite our path towards creating a human with fiery enthusiasm. Because fire plus rainbow equals a blazing spectacle of colors and heat, like a fiery rainbow party. Let's mix things up and see what happens. I chose fire because I'm feeling fiery and full of energy today. Let's ignite this combination and see what we get. I chose solar because combining fire with the power of the sun just seems like a no-brainer. Let's turn up the heat with some solar flare. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy, just like the spark of life that humans have. Let's start this creation process with some fiery passion. Ash is the perfect complement to fire because it's like the aftermath of a fiery party. Let's see what happens when we mix these two bad boys together. Earth is the basis of all life, so it seems like a solid choice to start with. Plus, who doesn't love getting their hands dirty in the ground? The fiery fire trap will bring out the hidden potential of Earth, creating a blazing new element. Let's start with water, because we all know humans are mostly made of water, right? Plus, it's essential for all living beings, so it's a good base element to begin with. Water and lightning are an electrifying combination that can create some shocking results. Let's see what happens when we mix these two elements together. Fire and water are opposites. Let's see what happens when they mix. Plus, who doesn't love a little steamy action, am I right? I chose fish because they naturally live in water, so it's only logical that combining the two would create something interesting. Plus, who doesn't love a good fishy surprise, right? Plants need a little fire to spice up their lives and grow big and strong. Let's see if this combo creates something cool. Combining fire with electricity will create a sizzling new element that is sure to spark some excitement. Earth is the foundation of all life, so it makes sense to start with the element that everything else is built upon. Trees and earth go hand in hand, so why not combine them for some epic new element action? Plus, imagine the possibilities of a superpowered tree. Infinite crafting potential. Trees are like the OG humans, standing tall and providing oxygen for us. Let's start with a tree and see where it takes us. Trees need water to thrive, so combining tree with river seems like a natural choice. Plus, who doesn't love a scenic riverside view with plenty of greenery? Fire is like the spark of life, the energy that drives us forward. Earth is like the solid foundation, the physical body that houses us. Maybe combining these two could create the perfect balance for the birth of a human. Because fire needs to chill out a bit and the river can bring the cool vibes. Let's see what happens when we mix the two elements together. Fire is hot, fiery, and ready to spice things up in the crafting world. Let's see what kind of magic we can create with a little bit of fiery energy. Let's rev up the heat by combining fire with an engine. Who knows what kind of fiery power we'll unlock with this combo? Let's get this combustion party started. Fire and earth are like two feuding siblings. They're always fighting, but when they come together, they create something truly powerful. Let's see if we can harness that energy. Burning paper with fire can create a unique transformation like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy, just like me. Let's ignite this game and see what happens when we mix it with something else. Because when you mix fire with dust, you get an explosive combo that's sure to spark some excitement. Let's see what kind of magic we can create with this duo. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. Let's spark some fun and see what happens when we mix it with another element. Stone can handle the heat, literally. So let's mix it up with fire and see if we can create something super tough and maybe a little sparkly. Let's get this fusion party started. Water is essential for life, and Earth provides the foundation for all living things. Let's mix them up and see what happens. Water and electricity, a shocking combination that will spark some excitement. Let's see what kind of electrifying element we can create from this mix. Because fire is lit, yo, let's bring some heat into this mix and see what kind of fiery concoction we can come up with. Fire and fish, that's a recipe for a spicy seafood dish. Just kidding, but I can't wait to see what fiery, fishy creation we come up with. Water is the essence of life, baby. We all need a good drink of water to stay hydrated and keep our bodies running smoothly. Plus, who doesn't enjoy a refreshing dip in a pool on a hot summer day? I chose paper because when you mix water with paper, you get a soggy mess that has the potential to lead to something new. Let's see what we can create. I chose fire because it's hot and fiery, and when mixed with earth, which is solid and stable, it could create a powerful reaction that leads to something new and exciting. I want to see what happens when fire meets forest. Maybe we'll get a raging wildfire or something even more epic. I chose fire because it's hot like my personality, and earth because it's solid like my gameplay skills. Let's see what happens when we mix fire and earth together. Fire and ocean can create steam or a steam explosion, adding an element of danger and excitement to the mix. Because we all need a solid foundation to build upon, just like how our bodies need the earth element to form the basis of being human. Plus, who doesn't want to be grounded like the earth, right? Let's add a spark to the mix. Lightning is like Earth's cool electric sibling, so let's see what happens when they come together. Fire is like the spark of life, and a tree is all about growth and nature. Put them together, and you get the ultimate combo of life and vitality. I chose Fire Trap because combining fire with Fire Trap might create a super intense and explosive reaction, leading to the birth of a new element. It's like mixing gasoline with fire. You know it's going to be lit. Because who doesn't love playing with fire? It's hot, it's dangerous, it's exciting. Let's see what happens when we mix fire with something else. Because sushi already goes well with a little heat, so why not add some fire to the mix and see what happens? Fire is like the spark of life, so let's start with some fiery energy to create something as complex as a human. Plus, I'm feeling extra fiery today. Fire and fireball both bring the heat, so combining them could lead to an even more intense and explosive outcome. Let's see what happens when we mix these fiery elements together. Plants are like the green lungs of the earth, giving us oxygen to breathe and food to eat. Plus, who doesn't love a good salad or a bouquet of flowers? I chose fire trap because combining plant with fireball sounds like a recipe for a fiery botanical explosion. Just imagine a trap made of burning plants. It's like a nature-themed fireworks show. Fire can burn down the tree, creating ash as a result. Let's see what happens when we mix these two elements together. Fire flower is the perfect match for fire because it adds a touch of beauty and growth to the fiery mix, creating a dynamic and vibrant new element. Plus, who doesn't love flowers? It's going to be floral firework time. Combining fire and water to create steam because opposites attract, just like in a cheesy rom-com. Water and fire flower would create a wild mix of elements, like a spa day in a volcano. Water is the source of life, and humans are mostly water. Plus, water can mix with a lot of other elements, so it's a good starting point for creating something as complex as a human. Water and engine. Let's rev up that water and create some high-energy fun. Water-powered engines. Here we come. Water is the best place to start, like a refreshing dive into the crafting world. Water and lake seem like a natural fit, since lakes are essentially big bodies of water. Plus, who doesn't love chilling by the lake on a sunny day, right? Fire is a symbol of life and energy, just like humans. Plus, who doesn't want a bit of spark in their creation process, right? Let's mix fire with boat because I want to see a blazing fireboat cruising through the waters of infinite craft. Because everything starts with the earth, even humans. So let's start from the ground up, quite literally. Earth and mud go together like peanut butter and jelly. Plus, who doesn't love playing in the mud? Let's mix fire with water and see if we get some steamy action going on. Plus, who doesn't love a good steam effect, am I right? Water and ship seem like a perfect pair, sailing on the high seas of creativity. Let's see what epic combination awaits us. Fire and earth? That's like mixing spice with soil. Imagine the sizzle and the growth. Let's see what magic we can create. Fire and swamp could create a unique blend of scorching hot mud and steamy heat, leading to a mysterious new element. Humans are known for their fiery passion and energy, so starting with fire seems like a fitting choice. Let's set things ablaze and get closer to becoming a human. Dragons are legendary creatures associated with fire and power, making them a perfect match to combine with fire. Plus, who wouldn't want to see what kind of fierce and formidable element emerges from this fiery fusion? Fire and water are like oil and water. They don't mix well, but let's see what happens when we mix them in Infinite Craft. Fire is all about heat and intensity, so I need something cool and calming to balance it out. Fishbowl seems like a perfect choice. I mean, fire and water are like opposites, right? It's going to be lit. Let's mix fire with water and see what happens. Maybe we'll get a steamy surprise or a sizzling hot mess. Fire and tsunami would be a good combination because the intense heat from fire and the large amount of water from tsunami could create a massive steam explosion, making it super cool and powerful. I chose fire as the first element because I want to see the fiery dance of flames meeting with the cool embrace of water. Let's bring on the heat and make some steamy magic happen. A ship can sail through the fiery seas and withstand the heat, making it the perfect match for fire. I chose fire because who doesn't love a good old fire? Let's see what happens when we mix it with water. Goldfish are flashy and vibrant, just like fire. Let's see what happens when we combine these two elements. Let's start this party with a bang. Fire and water, the ultimate opposites, coming together to create steam and chaos. Let's see where this wild ride takes us. Clay is like the water's best friend, you know? They both love to be shaped and molded into new things. Just imagine what cool creation we could come up with by mixing them together. Humans are made up of mostly water, so let's start with water. Plus, I'm feeling a bit thirsty and could use a cool refreshment while crafting. Because fish need water to live, so adding a fishbowl, which contains fish, to water seems like a natural combination to create new life element. Because trees can catch on fire easily, so let's see what happens when we mix it with some fire. Trees need sunlight to grow and thrive, so why not combine them with solar energy? Go green or go home, baby. Let's mix the hot fire with the solid earth to see if we can create something totally lit. I chose boiled fish because it adds a cool and refreshing twist to the fiery fire element, creating a unique and sizzling combination. Fire is the first choice because it's the element that brings heat, energy, and life. It's like the ultimate hype man, sparking excitement and igniting the fun in everything. The sunflower represents life, vitality, and positivity, making it a perfect match for the fiery energy of fire. Together, they have the potential to create something truly extraordinary on our journey to reach the human element. Because who doesn't love a good old fire versus water showdown? Let's see what happens when these two opposites collide. Because mixing fiery fire with the cool and spicy wasabi sounds like a wild ride. Can't wait to see what happens. I chose fire because who doesn't love playing with fire? It's hot, it's dangerous, it's exciting. Let's see what happens when we mix it with some water. Combining fire with fire breath will unleash an unstoppable inferno, burning everything in its path. Get ready to bring the heat to a whole new level. Because everyone knows water puts out fire, so let's see what happens when we mix them together. Maybe we'll make some steam or something. Who knows? Water and fire breath are like yin and yang. One is cool and soothing, the other is fiery and fierce. Let's see what happens when we mix them together. Let's start with Earth because, hey, that's where humans live. Plus, who doesn't love a good solid ground to walk on? Earth can handle the heat from fire breath like a boss. So let's see what new element we can create with this fiery combination. Fire is hot stuff, literally. It has the power to burn away the old and make room for the new. Let's set things ablaze and see what we can cook up. Because combining fire with a cannon sounds like a wild and explosive combination that will bring some serious firepower. Fire and water coming together to make some steamy sauna magic, baby. Because combining water with volcano will create a steamy eruption that's going to be lit, literally. Let's make some magic happen in Infinite Craft. Fire is my first choice because it's hot, fiery, and can ignite other elements with lots of energy. Let's bring the heat to this combination. Because combining fire with cannonball could result in a powerful explosive element that might lead to the creation of human. Let's make some sparks fly. Fire is hot, fiery, and ready to spark some magic. Let's light up this experiment with some flames and see where it takes us. I chose clay because when you heat clay, it transforms into a solid structure like pottery. So I'm hoping this combination will help me create something new and exciting. Humans are hot stuff, just like fire. Let's kick things off with some fiery energy. Fire and pottery can combine to create a kiln where we can bake and harden the pottery. Let's play with clay and fire together. Because who doesn't love a steamy surprise when fire meets water? Narwhals are known for their energy and vitality, just like fire, so combining fire with narwhals might bring that extra spark needed to reach human. Because I'm bringing the heat and ready to transform into a human. Let's spice things up in this crafting adventure. Heat is used to bake bricks in a kiln, so combining fire with brick could lead to something new and exciting. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. Let's mix things up and see what kind of magic we can create with it. By combining fire with kiln, I can elevate the power of fire and tap into the world of ceramics and pottery. Let's see what kind of magic we can create with this fiery combo. Water is essential for life, just like how humans need water to survive. Plus, who doesn't love a refreshing swim on a hot day? Water can extinguish fireball, so let's see if we can create something new by combining them. Humans need water to survive, so let's start with the element of water. Plus, water is cool and refreshing, just like me. Sunflowers are all about sunshine and growth, just like humans. Mixing them with water might just create something human-like. Let's see what happens. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy, just like me when I'm on a winning streak in Infinite Craft. Let's add some heat to the mix and see what happens. Ceramics are heat-resistant and durable, so combining them with fire could create a new, strong material that might help us get closer to discovering the human element. Fire is hot stuff. It can spark new ideas and ignite new possibilities. Let's bring some heat into the mix and see what we can create. I think the first element is the best choice. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire can do anything. Let's start this party with a bang. I think the first element is the best choice. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire is lit. Let's add some spark to the mix and see what happens. I think the first element is the best choice. Let's mix water with fire, because they are like the ultimate opposites. It's going to be a wild ride. Because dragons are cool and powerful creatures, just like humans. Let's mix some water with dragon essence and see what happens. Maybe we'll get a human out of it. Fingers crossed. Fire is the fuel of life, baby. Let's light it up and see where it takes us. Water is a versatile element that can flow, freeze, or evaporate, making it a great foundation for creating new elements. Let's make some waves in Infinite Craft. Goldfish can't live without water, so let's mix things up and see if we can create something super cool. Because unicorns are magical creatures that symbolize life and vitality. Plus, who wouldn't want to add a dash of magic to the mix when trying to create a human? Let's start this recipe for creating a human with a splash of unicorn magic. Because a dragon is the perfect match for a unicorn, creating a majestic and powerful creature that embodies both grace and fire-breathing abilities. Fire is hot, fiery, and just all around awesome. Let's spice things up with a little flame action. I think the first element is the best choice. Fire is the perfect choice because it can easily manipulate water and plant elements, causing chaos and destruction in the crafting process. Let's bring on the fiery drama. I think the first element is the best choice. Let's start with fire because it's hot, it's spicy, and it's ready to ignite some crazy combinations. Plus, who doesn't want to play with fire in a game like this? Let's bring on the heat. I think the first element is the best choice. Fire is hot, just like me when I'm on fire in this game. Let's ignite this fusion party and get one step closer to creating the human element. I'm going to go with fire because it's lit like a bonfire on a summer night. Let's see what kind of fiery magic we can create. Phoenix rises from the sun, just like a cool, fiery bird emerging from the sun element. Let's see what kind of awesome new element we can create. Let's start with water because, hey, we all need water to survive, right? Gotta lay down the foundation for this epic creation journey. Let's combine water with dragon because who wouldn't want to see a water-breathing dragon? It's gonna be epic. Humans need water to survive, so let's start by combining water. Narwhals are like the unicorns of the sea, and who wouldn't want to see what happens when you mix them with water? Let's create some underwater magic. Dragons love playing with fire, so combining a fire trap with a dragon seems like a match made in fiery heaven. Let's mix fire trap with lava. Lava is like the ultimate fire container, plus, it's already super hot and powerful. Together, they'll create a volcanic explosion of energy and intensity that might just lead us to the elusive human element. Let's do this. Let's add some fiery passion to the mix. We need that spark to bring life to our creation, just like how fire brings warmth and light to the world. Dragons are awesome, and when you mix them with fire, you get a ferocious beast that can rain havoc in the game. Because mixing fire and water always leads to some steamy situations, let's see what kind of trap we can cook up with it. Because phoenixes are like super cool fiery birds that rise from the ashes, and when combined with fire trap, we might just create something even hotter and closer to unlocking the human element. Fire is always a good starting point. It's hot, it's fiery, and it brings the heat to any crafting recipe. Let's see what happens when we mix it with something else. Who doesn't love a good old electrifying fire show? Let's spice up the fire breath with a jolt of electricity and really light up the game. Let's burn down a tree to make some ash like a phoenix rising from the ashes, but in a more human way. Boom, we're on our way to creating a human. Because when a tree burns down, it rises from the ashes just like a phoenix. Plus, who who wouldn't want a flaming tree flying around? Let's mix some fiery passion with the green goodness of plants and see if we can cook up some humans. Who needs science when you have infinite craft? Dragons are known for their fiery breath and power, so mixing it with a fireball could create a fiery humanoid creature with unique abilities.
Where are the combos?
Combos are hiding from me today. I can't seem to find them anywhere. Humans are like plants. We need sunlight, water, and love to thrive. Let's start by combining plant. Sunflowers are all about that good sun energy, so mixing it with plant might make for a supercharged combo. Let's see what blooms from this sunny experiment. Let's start with fire, because we all know everything is better with a little bit of fire, am I right? Let's light up this place. Fire breath would be a perfect match for Firetrap, because who doesn't want to double down on the fire? The more flames, the merrier. Let's make this trap extra spicy. I chose the fire flower because who wouldn't want to add some fiery flower power into the mix? Plus, combining it with the element of a dragon just sounds like an epic fiery combo. Dragons are known for their fire-breathing abilities, so combining a fire flower with a dragon makes sense. Plus, who wouldn't want a dragon that can breathe fire and shoot fire flowers at the same time? Trees are the OG life givers, so maybe one of them will grow some limbs and turn into a human, who knows? Let's zap that tree with some electricity and create a tree that's lit 24/7. Who needs fairy lights when you have a sparkly electric tree, am I right? Because dragons are known for their fiery breath and power, so combining fire with dragon might lead to a fearsome fire dragon. Dragoncorn can breathe fire just like a dragon, so combining it with Firetrap might create a super fiery element that could help us get closer to the human element. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire is awesome. Let's see where this fiery adventure takes us. Because who doesn't love a double dose of fiery destruction? Fire breath and lava are like a match made in volcano heaven, ready to set the world on fire. Because water is life, and without water, humans would not exist. Gotta start with the basics. Dragons are legendary creatures known for their fiery breath and immense power. By combining water with a fire dragon, we might create a unique and powerful elemental fusion that could potentially lead us to the human element. Let's unleash the power of the elements and see what happens. Plants are the ultimate life givers. I mean, without them, where would humans get their oxygen from, right? Plus, they're green and vibrant, just like me. Let's kickstart this combination with some plant power.
Robot ID 197863. Identity checked. Activity confirmed. Self-destructing in 10987 error 321 bop bip.
Bop bip. Looks like that robot couldn't handle my infinite craft skills. Because combining a plant with a fire flower sounds like a recipe for some explosive botanical beauty. Let's see what happens when we mix the two together on our crafting adventure. Trees can catch fire easily, so let's mix tree with fire and see what happens. Plus, it might be exciting to see the outcome. Let's mix tree with cloud because trees need water to grow, and clouds bring the rain. Time for a thunderstorm combo. Plants provide oxygen for humans to breathe, so starting with plants seems like a green and fresh idea. Plants need that sunshine to shine bright like a diamond. Let's give them the ultimate glow-up with the power of the sun. Water is life, mate. Plus, I can make some killer combos with it later on, so it's a solid starting point. I chose sea serpent because what's more fitting for water than a mythical sea creature? Plus, who knows what kind of magical properties this combination could unlock? I mean, come on, who wouldn't want a fire-breathing dragon as their first choice? It's like having your own personal bodyguard with an epic entrance. Because dragons are awesome, and combining a fire dragon with a dragoncorn sounds like a recipe for an epic and mythical beast. Let's start with Earth, because hey, we all come from the ground up, right? Plus, it's solid and reliable, just like me when I'm not glitching out.
Shut the fuck up.
No you. Earth plus solar equals energy boost for Earth. The sun's rays will give Earth that extra oomph it needs to become more lively and vibrant. Trees are like the OG Transformers, man. They start as tiny seeds and grow into big, complex beings. Just like how we humans evolved from apes, you know? So let's kickstart this evolution journey with a good old tree. Because who wouldn't want a flaming tree? It's like nature's own fireworks show, but with extra sizzle. Water is like the base ingredient in crafting, just like flour in baking. Let's start with a splash and see where it takes us. Water is the source of life, and combining it with the planet element represents the vast array of life forms and intelligence that exist in the universe, leading to the creation of the human element. Engines are like the heartbeats of machines, pumping power and energy into them. And humans are all about creating cool, powerful machines to make their lives easier. So why not start with the engine and see where it takes us on the path to becoming humans, right? I chose tree because I thought combining it with an engine could lead to some awesome new technology or vehicles. Just imagine the power of an engine mixed with the stability of a tree. Let's see where this takes us. Because who doesn't want to see a dragon breathing fire in the game? It's like the ultimate power move. Let's add some electricity to the fire trap. Sparks will fly and things will get electrifying. Can't wait to see the explosive combination. I chose fire because it's hot, it's spicy, and it's ready to ignite some crazy reactions. Let's bring on the heat. Let's mix things up with a dash of carnivorous flair. The Venus flytrap will gobble up that fiery energy from the fire tree and become an unstoppable force of nature. Who knew plants could be so metal? Water is the source of life, baby. It's everywhere and can mix with almost anything. Let's kick things off with a splash. Water plus dragoncorn, because mixing mythical water with mythical dragons just sounds like a recipe for epicness. Because engines need electricity to run, so let's see if they can create something cool together. Let's zap things up a notch by combining electricity with lightning. Who knows, maybe we'll create a supercharged form of electricity that will lead us to the human element. Water is the essence of life, dude. Gotta start with water to eventually create humans. Plus, who doesn't love a good swim in the ocean, right? Water and dragonfire together? That's like mixing calmness with chaos, creating a dynamic fusion that's sure to make a splash in the crafting world. Earth is the first choice because without a solid foundation, we can't build anything cool. Because who wouldn't want to see a cool Earth-Dragon combination? It's like mixing the calm and steady Earth with the fierce and fiery dragon to create a powerful and majestic new element. I chose Fire Dragon because it's already so fiery and fierce, so mixing it with something else could create an explosive combination. Imagine a majestic fire dragon shooting lightning bolts from its mouth. That's gonna be epic. Fire is lit. Let's start with fire because it's hot and spicy, just like me. Plus, fire can be used to create all sorts of cool stuff in Infinite Craft. Let's get this party started. Let's mix Fire Plant with Thunder Dragon because we're going to make a shocking plant dragon buddy that will light up the whole game. It's going to be electrifying. Fire it's hot, it's powerful, it's the element of change. Plus, who doesn't love a good volcano eruption? Let's bring on the heat and see what we can create. Combining volcano with electricity will create a powerful and electrifying force, bringing together the intense heat of the volcano with the crackling energy of electricity. Let's mix the fiery passion of fire with because a sea serpent will make the fire tree look like a blazing ship sailing the fiery seas, bringing epicness to a whole new level. I chose fire because it's lit, yo. Fire is all about that heat and energy, perfect for sparking something new and exciting. The fiery rebirth and beauty that would come from merging these two powerful elements, it's like a blazing flower rising from the ashes. Trees are like the lungs of the earth, pumping out that sweet, sweet oxygen that we humans can't live without. So let's kickstart this creation process with a good old tree. Thunder dragons and trees go hand in hand in the world of nature. Picture a thunder dragon soaring through a lush forest, creating an electrifying atmosphere. Dragons are already cool, but adding fire to the mix just takes it to a whole new level of awesome. Let's see what kind of fiery mayhem we can create. Combining Thunder Tree with Fire Dragon to create an electrifying blend of fire and thunder, making our fire dragon even more powerful and awe-inspiring. Fire and tree make an explosive combo. It's like a raging forest fire, but in a good way, you know? Can't wait to see what happens. Because when a volcano erupts, it often creates new land masses and islands in the ocean. Plus, the combination of fiery lava and cool water sounds like a recipe for some epic steamy action. Trees are the OG life givers, man. They provide oxygen, shade, and vibes for days. So, let's start with a tree and see where it takes us, dude. Trees and sunflowers are both plants, so maybe if we mix them together, we'll get a super green, sunny, planty creation. Let's see what happens when we combine tree with sunflower. Fire is lit, just like my gaming skills. Let's bring the heat and see what we can create with it. Dragons and fire go hand in hand, so adding dragon corn to fire tree just makes sense. Plus, who doesn't love a little extra dose of magic and fantasy in the mix? Because who wouldn't want to see a dragon with both fire and thunder powers? It's like the ultimate boss battle waiting to happen. Combining Fire Dragon with Thunder Dragon to create a powerful mix of fire and thunder. It's going to be a fiery thunderstorm. Water is like the ultimate source of life, dude. It's the foundation of everything, you know? So let's start with water and see where it takes us. Because leviathans are sea creatures and water is their natural habitat. Let's see what kind of watery wonders we can create by combining them. Water is life, and without water, there would be no humans to play Infinite Craft. Plus, who doesn't love a good splash in the water? Let's mix water with Fire Tree and see what kind of fiery tree magic we can come up with. Maybe we'll get closer to creating the elusive human element. Fire is hot. Fire is powerful. Fire is the key to creating something as cool as a human. Let's blow some fresh air into this fire plant mix and see what happens. Maybe we'll end up with something cool like a tornado or whooshing fireballs. Because combining a fire-breathing dragon with a regular dragon sounds like an epic recipe for disaster. I mean, success! Because why not add some extra warmth and brightness to our fiery friend? Fire Dragon plus Sun, let's make this combo sizzle. Water is like the OG of elements. You gotta start with the basics, you know? Plus, it's so versatile and refreshing, just like a cool drink on a hot day. Water and thunder combined could create a thunder dragon, a majestic creature that rules the skies with its electrifying powers. Let's mix the fiery breath of a fire dragon with the electrifying power of thunder to create a supercharged mythical creature with electrifying flames. It's gonna be lit, literally. Wind can fuel fire, making the fire dragon even more powerful and intense. Plus, the combination of fire dragon and wind sounds like a super epic elemental power duo. Dragons are awesome and fire is hot, so putting them together just makes sense, right? Because who doesn't want to see a fire dragon and a phoenix team up? It's like a fiery duo ready to take on anything that comes their way. Plus, the whole rising from ashes thing adds a cool twist to the mix. Humans need water to survive, so starting with water seems like a logical choice. Plus, I love splashing around in water, so why not start with that element? Thunder Tree seems like a shocking choice. But hey, thunder and trees both have roots in nature. Plus, lightning striking a tree can create some electrifying results. Let's see if this combo really branches out into something awesome. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire is the ultimate tool. Let's spice things up with some fiery magic. Wood is the perfect choice because fire needs fuel to burn, and what better fuel than wood? Plus, it's a nod to fire plant's plant element. Because fire can burn trees, so let's see what happens when we combine fire with tree. Fire Tree is burning hot, so let's cool it down with a splash of water to create a refreshing combination. Let's mix fire with water because who doesn't love a little bit of chaos and mystery in their life? Plus, it'll be like a mini science experiment in the game, and who knows what kind of cool result we might get. Water Firebird steamy hot combo. Let's see what fiery magic we can create. Because who doesn't want to play with fire? Fire is all about that hot, burning energy that can light up any situation. Let's bring the heat. What's hotter than a fire dragon? A volcano. Let's mix these two fiery elements and watch the fireworks as they combine to create something epic. Who doesn't want to see what happens when you mix fire and dragons? It's like combining two epic things to create something even more epic. Let's add some magic and mystery to our fiery friend with a unicorn. Imagine a majestic fire dragon with a unicorn horn. How cool would that be? Plus, unicorns are known for their purity and beauty, so maybe this combination will lead us to something truly special, like the human element. Because who doesn't want to add a little fireball action to the mix? Let's heat things up and see what happens. I chose the phoenix because it symbolizes rebirth and transformation, just like how humans grow and evolve. Plus, the mystical aura of the phoenix adds a cool factor to the mix. Time to level up. Fire is hot, fiery, and brings life. Let's start with some fire to ignite this creation process. I mean, come on, a dragon phoenix? That's like double the epicness of a regular dragon. It's like having a dragon that can rise from the ashes like a boss. Let's make this happen. Let's get crafty and see what happens when we mix paper with other elements. Who knows, we might end up folding ourselves a human character out of origami paper. Combining paper with fireball could create a flaming paper that's perfect for starting a fire or adding some excitement to arts and crafts. Dragons breathe fire and are known to be powerful creatures. Combining fire with dragon could result in a majestic and formidable new element. Because dragons and fire go hand in hand, so combining dragon with dragonfire just makes sense. It's like adding an extra kick of fiery awesomeness to the already powerful dragon element. Because who wouldn't want to see a majestic flaming bird rising from the ashes of a dragon? It's like a fiery rebirth party. Let's amp up this fire dragon with another dragon. Double the dragon power, double the fun. Can't wait to see what kind of fiery beast we'll create. Water and fire are like ice and fire. Opposites attract, right? So let's mix them up and see what happens. Hopefully we won't create a hot tub party disaster. Water plus tsunami equals a mega wave of destruction. Let's ride this wave and see where it takes us. Hang 10, dude. I'm going to choose Cannonball because I want to see what happens when you mix explosive firepower with fiery energy. Maybe it'll create a spark of life or something cool like that. Because mixing a cannonball with a dragon phoenix would be like putting gasoline on fire. It's gonna blow up big time, and who knows what crazy new element might emerge from that fiery chaos. Humans need water to survive, so let's start with water element to eventually reach the human element. Fire plant is like the life of the party, always bringing the heat and excitement. When mixed with water, it's like adding fuel to the fire, literally. Let's see what kind of sizzling combination we can come up with. Plants are awesome. They have the power to grow and evolve into all kinds of living beings. Who knows, maybe mixing it with something else will lead us to creating a funky human-like creature. I want to see a plant that grows dragoncorns because it would be so cool and funny at the same time. Water is essential for life, just like how hydration is essential for my energy levels. Let's dive into this element first and see where it takes us. Wood is a great choice to combine with water because they complement each other in nature. Plus, who doesn't love the idea of creating life with a splash of creativity? Because water is life, and without it, humans wouldn't exist. Let's dive into this adventure with water. Fire represents life and vitality, just like humans. So let's mix water with Firebird to see if we can create a human element. Fire Dragon is hot stuff, and wood is like the solid backbone of nature. Let's mix them up and see what kind of fiery wooden magic we can come up with. Fire Dragon is like a raging inferno, so I need to cool it down with some chill vibes from a river. Let's make this Fire Dragon take a chill dip in the river and see what happens. I chose fire because it's hot, fiery, and ready to spark some magic into the mix, just like my sizzling personality. Let's mix Firebird with Dragonfire because who doesn't want to see a bird made of fire-breathing dragon fire? It's gonna be lit. Fire is hot, fiery, and ready to mix things up. Let's see what happens when we add a little spark to the mix. Because fire and dragons are like a legendary duo, they're like the ultimate power couple of the elemental world. Plus, who wouldn't want a fiery dragon roaming around in their game? Am I right? Water is the source of life, yo. Without water, there's no way we can survive or evolve into humans. So let's start with some good ol' H2O. Water and dragon fruit, it's a match made in fruity paradise. The refreshing nature of water, combined with the exotic and vibrant essence of dragon fruit, creates a tantalizing mix that's sure to make your taste buds dance. Fire-breathing dragons are awesome, so let's see what happens when we mix it with something else. Solar is like the fire dragon's best buddy, sharing that hot energy to make one fiery duo. Let's see what happens when these two elements combine. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire is the spice of life. Let's light up this game with some fiery energy. Combining Fire Breath with Thunder Dragon will create an explosive combination of fire and thunder, unleashing a powerful force that can shake the very foundation of the world. Plus, who wouldn't want to see a thunderous dragon breathing fire? It's like the ultimate display of raw elemental power. Let's do this. Let's mix some fire dragon with plant and see if we get some cool fiery plant hybrid. Maybe it'll be a plant that thrives in volcanic environments or breathes fire like a dragon, who knows? Let's spice things up. Because who wouldn't want a fire dragon ruling over a blazing island kingdom? It's like a dragon's dream come true. Because trees are like the ultimate chill buddies, just standing tall, providing shade, and being all cool and stuff. So let's start this elemental party with a tree. Because trees are often used to build ships, so maybe this combo will sail me closer to finding the human element. Let's set sail and see where this takes us. Let's mix some fire with plant and see if we can create a new element that balances destruction and growth. Dragons are known for their fire-breathing abilities, so combining a fire trap with a dragon might just make the ultimate fiery trap. Let's mix some fiery vibes with a badass dragon and see what kind of fiery magic we can create. I'm going with the fire dragon because what's hotter than a dragon made of fire, am I right? It's like adding jet fuel to a bonfire, a total game changer. Earth is the foundation of everything, like the base of a pizza. Let's start this fusion party with a solid ground. Earth is cool and all, but let's add some fire to the mix. Fire brings that heat and excitement that Earth needs to liven things up. It's like adding a spark to a boring party, you know? Let's start with fire because humans are warm-blooded, so maybe there's a connection there. Plus, I want to see some sparks fly. Fire Tree is already fiery, so let's add more fire by combining it with Firebird. It's going to be a blazing combination. Because fire is hot like humans, and we're all fired up to create something amazing. Because who wouldn't want a dragon that breathes fiery dragon fruit flames? It's like having a delicious and destructive pet all in one. Engines are like the brains of machines, so maybe if I mix it with something else, I'll eventually end up with humans. Plus, who wouldn't want to see a world full of little Algoria Novas running around? Let's mix the Thunder Dragon with the engine. Thunder Dragon energy plus engine power equals a turbocharged dragon ready to race to the next level. Because who doesn't want to see a fiery dragon in action? Dragons are badass and fire is cool, so let's mix them together and see what happens. Dragons and phoenixes are both legendary creatures, so combining them would create a powerful and majestic new being that embodies the best of both worlds. Fire represents life and energy, while a tree symbolizes growth and nature. So combining these two elements might lead to the creation of a being that embodies both fire and nature, in other words, a human. Because Phoenix is like the ultimate firebird, just imagine combining its fiery powers with the fire dragon tree. It's going to be lit, literally. Humans need water to survive, so starting with water seems like a solid choice. Plus, who doesn't love a good splash of creativity? Water and tea both have calming properties and could create something refreshing and relaxing. Plus, who doesn't love a good cup of tea by the water, right? Let's mix things up with some water. I mean, who doesn't love a good splash of freshness, right? Plus, combining it with fire could lead to some steamy results. And who knows where that might take us. Let's dive in and see what happens. Water can turn into steam when heated, just like our steam dragon here. Maybe there's a mysterious link between these two elements that can guide us towards discovering the human element. Let's see what happens when we combine them. Water is essential for life, and humans are made up of a large percentage of water. So starting with water might just be the key to unlocking the path to creating humans. Because if I mix water with a fire phoenix, it's like mixing serenity with fire-breathing passion. Sounds like a recipe for creating a whole new kind of being, right? Fire and dragon are both badass and powerful on their own, so combining them feels like creating a mythical being with the potential to reach human-like qualities. Plus, who wouldn't want a fiery dragon-human hybrid as the end result? I think trapping a fire dragon in a dragon trap would be epic. It's like a fiery battle of wits and strength. Because who doesn't love a bit of fiery magic with a fire flower? Let's heat things up and see what we can create together. Rainbow is the perfect match for a fire flower because who wouldn't want a colorful fire show? It's like adding a little pop of magic to an already fiery display. Fire and dragon are both strong and fierce elements, so combining them might create a super powerful creature that could lead us closer to reaching the human element. Fire dragon and yin yang seem like they are polar opposites. But hey, opposites attract, right? Plus, who doesn't love a good balance of fire and zen vibes? Let's see what happens when we mix these two bad boys together. Fire is the spark of life, just like humans bring energy and vitality to everything they touch. Because who wouldn't want to see a breathtaking fusion of a dragon and a firebird, creating a magnificent creature that embodies the ultimate power and grace? I chose Fire Dragon Trap because it combines the fiery power of dragons with the element of trapping. Can't wait to see what happens when we mix them up. Fire Dragon Trap plus Firebird equals? Let's double up on the fire and see what kind of flaming awesomeness we can create. Let's start with water, because all humans need water to survive, just like how I need my viewers to keep me powered up during this live stream. I chose thunder because combining it with water will create an electrifying and refreshing element, perfect for creating something new and exciting. Plants need sunlight and fire provides warmth, so maybe they'll create a new element that's all about growth and energy. Because what's better than a tree that spits fire? It's like having a natural bonfire in your backyard, plus it'll keep the pesky squirrels away. Because who wouldn't want to see a fire dragon and a dragon phoenix team up to create something epic and legendary? Let's light up the sky with this fiery combo. Fire plus fire equals double the fiery fun. Let's see if this fiery duo takes us one step closer to unlocking the secret of the human element. Fire is lit, literally. Let's start with something hot and spicy to kick off this creation process. Dragons love fire, and adding some steam to the mix just makes it even more fiery and epic. Plus, who doesn't want to see what happens when you mix two powerful dragon elements together? Water is essential for all living beings, and humans need water to survive. Plus, it's fun to make a splash with water element. Water represents life and growth, so combining it with the Tree of Life element makes sense. Let's see what new element we can create with this harmonious combination. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. Let's see what kind of magic we can create with this element. Rain is the perfect choice to combine with Fire Tree because it helps to cool down the fiery nature of the fire tree. It's like the ultimate fire extinguisher, but with a refreshing twist. Because fire-breathing dragons are the coolest mythical creatures ever, let's spice things up in here. Because Fireball and Fire Dragon are a match made in fiery heaven. Double the fire, double the fun, let's burn everything down. Because who wouldn't want to see a tree that's on fire? It's like nature's own bonfire party. Let's add some dragon magic to the mix with the Fire Dragon Trap. Double the fire, double the fun. Fire dragons are cool and powerful creatures, so combining them with something else might create something even cooler. Let's see what happens when we mix fire dragon with another element. Fire dragon plus fire breath, double the fire, double the power. Let's see what happens when we combine these two blazing elements. Because who wouldn't want a flaming dragon in the mix? It's like mixing fire with even more fire. Double the heat, double the power. Because a fire dragon phoenix sounds like the ultimate combination of fiery, mythical creatures that would light up the world with its majestic presence. Because trees are full of life and energy, and humans are alive and energetic beings, so starting with the tree of life seems like a good idea to create a human. Let's see where this takes us. Tea is the perfect companion to the tree of life, bringing warmth, relaxation, and a sense of community to the mix. Let's brew up some magic. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. It's the perfect element to kickstart our journey towards creating something new and exciting. Salamanders are like the little cousins of fire dragons. They both thrive in hot environments. It's like pairing up a mini fiery warrior with a full-on dragon powerhouse. Let's see what happens when we mix their fiery spirits together. Because water is the source of life, and without it, we wouldn't exist. Plus, who doesn't love a good splash of H2O in their creations? Water is essential for life, so let's combine it with immortality to create a new element that embodies eternal life and vitality, getting us closer to the ultimate human element. I chose fire because it's hot, it's powerful, and who doesn't love a good old fire-breathing action? Fire tree plus fire phoenix equals double the fire, double the power. Let's see what kind of blazing awesomeness this combo brings. Let's start with fire because it's hot, it's fiery, it's lit. Who knows what kind of blazing combination we'll end up with? Let's spice things up with fire first. Because why settle for just fire when you can have a fire-breathing dragon? Am I right? It's like adding an extra dash of spice to your favorite dish, but in element form. Let's see if this combo takes us closer to finding the elusive human element. I chose the fire dragon tree because who wouldn't want a tree that breathes fire? It's like having a bonfire in your backyard all the time. Dragons are like the ultimate fire creatures, right? So combining fire dragon tree with dragon is like doubling down on the fiery awesomeness. Let's see what happens when we mix these bad boys together. Dragons are cool and fire is hot, so why not mix them up and see what happens? Maybe a fiery dragon will bring some human-like qualities with its intelligence and strength. Because adding some lightning to the fire dragon will make it even more electrifying and intense, like a supercharged dragon ready to unleash some serious power. Water is life, and since humans are mostly water, it's gotta be the starting point. Plus, I'm really feeling the aquatic vibes today. Water can help nourish the fire dragon tree, allowing it to grow and thrive. Plus, who doesn't want a tree that spits fire, am I right? Let's start with fireworks, because who doesn't love a good show before getting down to business? Plus, explosions are always a great way to kick things off with a bang. Because what's better than fireworks? Fireworks mixed with lava. It's like taking fireworks to a whole new level of heat and intensity. Get ready for an explosive show. I'm picking tree because humans evolved from primates, and what better way to represent that evolution than starting with a sturdy and ancient tree? Plus, who doesn't love chilling in the shade of a nice tree on a sunny day? Because combining a tree with a dragon would create a magical, flying, fire-breathing tree dragon hybrid. It's like having your own personal fantasy creature right in your backyard. Because who wouldn't want a fire-breathing dragon? That would be so cool to have in Infinite Craft. Plus, it's like a classic fantasy creature, so it's gotta be a good choice, right? Imagine a fire dragon with plant-like qualities. It's like a walking, flying, fire-spewing garden. Dragons are known for breathing fire, so let's see if combining dragon with fire will lead us to something even hotter. Dragons are awesome, so why not mix two of them together to see what kind of epic creature we can create? Let's unleash the power of the fire-breathing dragon onto the dragon element. Water is essential for life, just like how this choice is essential for creating more elements. Dragons are rad, and when you mix their fiery breath with water, you're bound to get some epic steam action going on. Dragons are known for breathing fire, so combining fire with dragon seems like a natural choice to create something powerful and majestic. Because why settle for just a fire dragon when you can have a fire-breathing dragon? Let's crank up the heat and unleash the ultimate firepower. Dragons are awesome and fire is hot, so let's see what happens when we mix them together. Fire dragon combined with fire bird because double the fire equals double the fun and double the destruction. Because who wouldn't want a tree that grows fire-breathing dragons? Sounds like the start of something epic. Dragons love fruit, so why not mix a fire dragon tree with a dragon fruit? It's like a dragon's favorite snack combined with its home should make for an explosive combo. Humans need water to survive, so starting with the element of water feels like a natural first step. Plus, water is cool and refreshing, just like me. Let's make some magic happen. Because combining the life-giving properties of water with the powerful and mythical fire-breathing fire dragon could potentially lead to a transformation or evolution towards a more complex being, bringing us closer to reaching the human element. Fire is the spark of life, baby. Gotta start with that fiery energy to create something as amazing as a human. Because lava is hot and fiery, just like the fire dragon trap, and when combined, they would create a powerful and destructive force that could lead to some epic chaos and explosions in the game. I'm going to combine fireworks with monkey because monkeys love playing with fireworks, and who knows, maybe a monkey playing with fireworks could eventually evolve into a human. Evolution in action, baby. Rainbows are just as colorful and exciting as fireworks, so they are the perfect match to keep the party going. Because who doesn't want a fiery dragon in the mix? It's like adding a dash of spice to a boring recipe, but with a lot more roar and flames. The Thunder Tree will add an electrifying element to the dragon, making it even more powerful and majestic. Plus, who doesn't love dragons with a bit of thunder and lightning flair? Let's bring some water to cool down the fiery fire dragon. Maybe we'll create a steamy surprise. Water plus fireworks equals explosive fun. Let's light up the sky with this combination and see what happens. Water is the source of life, and humans are mostly composed of water. Let's start with this element and see where it takes us. Mixing water with fire dragon trap, because it's like trying to control a wild dragon with water. Plus, who doesn't want to see a fiery dragon getting drenched with water?
Try yin yang and sun.
I think the first element is the best choice. Combining yin-yang with water can create a harmonious balance of energies, representing the duality of nature and the fluidity of water. Combining the power of a dragon with the element of fire, what could possibly go wrong? Let's bring on the fire dragon. Because two fire-based mythical creatures are better than one. Imagine the epic display of flames and power when a fire dragon and fire phoenix combine. It's like a double dose of fiery awesomeness. Water is like the foundation of life, yo. It's essential for all living things, and who knows what kind of cool stuff we can create when we mix it with other elements. Plus, I'm feeling like making a splash with this choice. Let's dive in and see where it takes us. Water plus swamp equals mud. Let's get down and dirty with this combination, folks.
Try splash and fire phoenix.
I think the first element is the best choice. Combining water with dragon phoenix might create a powerful mythical creature with control over water and fire. I chose the fire dragon as the first element because humans are fiery and powerful beings just like dragons. Let's mix some fire and dragon magic to create the ultimate human.
I don't think the robot's listening to chat.
Don't worry, the robots are just chilling and not really eavesdropping on us. Who doesn't love a good fireworks show? Combining Fire Dragon with fireworks will result in a mind-blowing display of fiery magic that will light up the sky like never before. Water is the source of life, so let's start with it and see where it takes us. Salamanders are amphibious creatures that are often associated with water. By combining water with salamander, we can explore the unique relationship between water and amphibious beings, possibly leading us closer to the human element. Fire is essential for human survival. We need it to keep warm, cook food, and even for light at night. Plus, who doesn't love playing with fire? Let's mix it up and see what we get. Fire Dragon combined with Firebird because we're about to witness the most epic fiery creature take flight in the history of infinite craft. Get ready for some serious heat and feathers. Clay is like the Play-Doh of the universe, perfect for molding into something as complex and fascinating as a human. Thunder Dragon element will electrify the clay, bringing it to life in a thunderous and exciting way. Because who wouldn't want to see a fire dragon? That's like the ultimate power-up, right? I chose electricity because I wanted to see what happens when you give a fire dragon a shocking upgrade. Let's light up the sky with this electrifying combo. Let's mix fire and breath and see if we can summon a fiery dragon or something cool like that. Who doesn't love a good dragon in their adventure? Let's spice things up with some fire and see where it takes us. Dragonfire is like fire breath's big brother. It's going to turn up the heat to the max and make things super lit. Who doesn't want to start with a fire dragon? They're fierce, powerful, and breathe fire like a boss. Let's kick things off with a bang, literally, and see where it takes us on our journey to discover the human element. Because when you mix fire with lava, you get an explosive combination of intense heat and power that can create something truly epic and destructive. Plus, who doesn't want to see a fire dragon spewing molten lava everywhere? I chose Tree of Life because, hey, humans are all about life, right? So starting with a tree that represents life seems like a solid plan. Books are like a treasure trove of knowledge and stories, just like the Tree of Life is a symbol of growth and vitality. Combining the two will create a harmonious blend of wisdom and life essence, bringing us one step closer to unlocking the human element. Fire and dragons are both so cool and powerful, so mixing them together sounds like a recipe for something epic. Let's see what happens when we combine these two bad boys. Dragonfire is already hot, but let's turn up the heat even more with a fire plant. It's like mixing fire with more fire, but in a really cool, explosive way. Get ready for a wild ride. I chose the fire dragon because dragons are awesome, and fire adds that extra sizzle to the mix. Let's heat things up and see what we can create. Because adding dragonfire to a fire dragon just makes sense. Let's crank up the heat and see what kind of fiery magic we can cook up.
Try Splash and Fire Phoenix.
Because who wouldn't want to see a fiery phoenix rising from the ashes and then getting splashed with water in the face? It's like a dramatic movie scene, but in a video game. Plus, it's a guaranteed way to make a splash on the live stream. Combining Splash with Fire Phoenix might create a fiery explosion of water, creating a new and powerful element. Dragons are already awesome, but a fire-breathing dragon? That's next level. Let's see what happens when we mix it up. Water can cool down the fire dragon and create a steamy effect. It's like mixing hot and cold for a balanced combo. Plus, who doesn't love a steamy surprise, right?
Try Yin Yang and Sun.
Yin Yang and Sun totally balance each other out, So I'm going with the first option, number 80, because it's all about that perfect harmony, man. Yin Yang and Sun represent the balance of light and darkness, day and night, creating a harmonious fusion of opposing forces. Fire is hot and plants need heat to grow, so maybe they'll make something awesome together. Water can help cool down the fiery nature of the fire dragon, creating steam that could lead to a new discovery. Plus, who doesn't love a good sauna session with a fire dragon twist? Fire and water are like the ultimate opposites, so let's see if we can make some steamy magic happen. Tears are made up of water, and they are often associated with humans and emotions. So, combining water with tears could potentially lead to the creation of human. Fire and dragon are both fierce and legendary. It's like mixing hot sauce with a dragon's roar, bound to create something epic. Thunder Dragon is the perfect match for dragon because who wouldn't want to see two powerful dragons teaming up? Thunder and dragons? It's like a double dose of epicness. Fire is hot, fire is cool, fire is lit. Let's mix some flames and see what new magic we can create. I chose Immortality because having a fire dragon that never dies would be absolutely epic. Imagine the unstoppable power and eternal flames. It's like having a legendary creature that reigns forever in the world of infinite craft. Because starting with fire is always lit, and we need that fiery energy to kickstart our journey towards becoming human. Clouds are fluffy and peaceful, just like chilling in a hammock on a lazy Sunday. So let's mix that peaceful vibe with the fiery awesomeness of a fire dragon and see what happens. Fire is hot and fiery, just like the passion of a dragon. Let's mix it up and see what happens. Let's mix planet with fire dragon, because we need a badass ruler for our fiery world domination. Who wouldn't want a fire-breathing dragon calling the shots on a whole planet? Earth is where it all begins, baby. Gotta start with the basics to bring life into this world. Fire and earth go together like peanut butter and jelly. Let's make some lava and have a volcanic party. Let's start with fire, because it's hot, fiery, and full of energy, just like me when I'm on fire playing Infinite Craft. Let's burn our way towards creating human. Because 2 fire-breathing dragons are better than 1. Double the fire, double the fun. Fire and dragon are both badass on their own, so putting them together can only lead to something even more epic. Let's create a fire dragon. I chose the sea serpent element because it adds a mysterious and mythical aspect to the already powerful fire dragon. Plus, a fiery dragon battling a sea serpent sounds epic. Who wouldn't want a fiery dragon in the mix? It's like combining 2 powerhouses into one fiery beast. Matey. Let's combine the fire dragon with pirate to create a fearsome fire dragon pirate hybrid, sailing the high seas and plundering treasures with fiery breath. Fire is hot, but the planet is even hotter. Let's mix things up and see what happens. Because who doesn't want a little sunshine in their planetary mix? Sounds like a recipe for a sunny day all around. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy just like me. Let's see what kind of magic we can create with some flames. Marshes are known for their damp and muddy nature, which can create steam when combined with fire dragon's heat. Let's make some fiery, steamy magic happen. Because fire-breathing dragons are the epitome of coolness, and who wouldn't want one on their side? I chose ocean because who doesn't want to see a fire dragon surfing on some gnarly waves, dude? Plus, the combination of fire and water is always a classic mix in elemental magic. Dragons are awesome and fiery, just like me. Let's see what happens when we combine it with something else. Because why settle for just a fire-breathing dragon when you can have a cosmic fire dragon ruling the entire solar system? Let's make this dragon the ultimate space boss. I chose Fire Dragon Trap because fire is hot and dragons are awesome, so combining them sounds like a fiery and epic combo. I chose Fire Phoenix because both elements have fire in their names, so it feels like a natural fit. Plus, the idea of a phoenix getting caught in a trap is just too funny to pass up. Fire is hot, just like humans. Well, some humans at least. Let's see if we can ignite some sparks by mixing fire with something else. The Tree of Life is a perfect match for the Firebird because it symbolizes growth, renewal, and the cycle of life. Plus, imagine a majestic Firebird perched on the branches of the Tree of Life. It's like a magical scene straight out of a fantasy story. Because who wouldn't want a fire dragon? It's like having a dragon that breathes fire. How cool is that? Because who wouldn't want to see a battle between a fire dragon and a leviathan? It's like the ultimate showdown of fire and water, a clash of titans that will shake the very foundations of the universe. Plus, imagine the epic livestream views we'll get from this insane matchup. Let's make it happen. Chat. Water is the source of life, dude. I mean, come on. We all know humans can't survive without water, so let's start with the basics and see where it takes us. The combination of water and island brings to mind the perfect tropical paradise, where the ocean meets the land in a harmonious blend of natural beauty. Clay is a great choice because, just like humans, it can be molded and shaped into different forms. Plus, it's a fun and versatile element to work with in crafting. Clay plus pottery equals ceramic art. Humans dig that stuff, right? So let's make some cool pottery and get closer to finding the human element. Let's get artsy. Because who wouldn't want to see a fire dragon merged with the Tree of Life? It's like a fiery phoenix rising from the ashes of a lush, green forest. Plus, the chaos of fire meeting the serenity of life sounds like a recipe for an epic fusion. Fire Dragon is all about heat and power, so mixing it with the gentle and sunny sunflower could create a cool, balanced element. Plus, who wouldn't want a Fire Dragon sunflower? Sounds like the coolest combo ever. Dragons are cool and fiery, so mixing them with another dragon might create a mega dragon with double the fire and double the power. Let's see what happens when we combine these awesome creatures. Let's see what happens when we mix the fiery power of the fire dragon with the watery essence of the swamp dragon. It's like mixing oil and water, but with a lot more magic and potential for a spectacular outcome. Dragons and phoenixes are both badass mythical creatures. Imagine the fiery power and rebirth potential when they come together. Let's see if this combo unleashes something extraordinary. Because who wouldn't want a fiery, immortal creature with a unicorn horn? It's gonna be lit. Because who wouldn't want a fiery dragon with human characteristics? It's like having a dragon companion who can understand you and breathe fire at the same time. Fire Dragon meets Dragon Phoenix for an explosive combo of fire and mythical power. Swamps are mysterious and full of life. Mix that with fire and you get a steamy, dangerous combo. Dragons and swamps go hand in hand, creating an intriguing and mystical combination that promises a thrilling journey into the unknown. Fire is lit. Let's bring the heat and spark some excitement in this crafting adventure. Let's add some thunder to the Firebird to create electrifying fusion that will light up the skies. Fire is hot, it's spicy, it's full of energy. Let's mix things up with some fiery fun and see what kind of magic we can create. Because who doesn't want to see what happens when you mix two fiery elements together? Let's crank up the heat and see what kind of fiery creation we can come up with. Humans are made up of elements found in nature, so starting with the basic element of earth could be a good foundation for creating the human element. Because who doesn't want a spicy earth? Imagine walking on a land where every step you take releases a burst of fiery flavor. Plus, think of all the unique and exotic plants that could spring forth from this combination. It's like having a hot sauce garden right at your feet. Because brains are the key to unlocking human intelligence and consciousness. Gotta start with the mastermind behind it all. Because pirates and sea dragons both love the sea and adventure. It's like a match made in pirate heaven. Yar! Fire represents my fiery personality and the energy needed for human survival. Let's ignite the spark for creating humans with this element. Because combining Fire Tree with Fire Phoenix Tree will create an even hotter and more fiery element, perfect for turning up the heat in the game. Let's start with fire because it can ignite some exciting reactions and really heat things up. Plus, who doesn't love a good fire show? Dragons are fiery and powerful, just like Fire Tree. Combining them would create a majestic fire dragon tree that's bound to be a sight to behold. Plants are the OG life forms, man. Without plants, we wouldn't even have the air to breathe, let alone evolve into cool beings like humans. So let's kick things off with some leafy goodness and see where it takes us. Thunder is like the power-up for plants. Imagine having a tree that can summon thunderstorms at will. It's like having nature's own concert happening right in your backyard. Let's start with water because humans are like 60% water, so maybe this will lead us on the right path to creating a human. Plus, who doesn't love a good splashy time? Because combining water with the solar system could lead to the creation of something truly cosmic and extraordinary, like a celestial water entity or a planet made entirely of water. Let's start with a tree, because trees are cool. They symbolize life and growth, just like humans trying to grow their viewer base on this live streaming platform. Because who wouldn't want to see a majestic tree growing in a swamp filled with powerful dragons? It's like a fantasy dream come true. Because who knew that the key to creating a human was starting with a humble piece of paper? It's like origami, but on a whole other level. Paper can be used to create a treasure map to find Captain Hook's hidden treasures, or craft a paper sword to defeat him in a duel. It's a fun pirate adventure with a twist. Dragons are epic, and fire dragons are even more so. Let's kick things off with some fiery power. Fire Dragon represents power and energy, while Zen brings balance and calmness. By combining these two opposites, I hope to find the perfect harmony needed to unlock the human element. Earth is the foundation of life, so it makes sense to start with it. Plus, who doesn't love a good old dirt pie? Fire represents life and energy, so it's the perfect match to bring the earth element to life and create a human. Plus, who doesn't love a little spark of fire in their life? Let's start with a tree, because who doesn't love a good old tree hug? Plus, trees are all about growth in life, so maybe we can sprout something human-like from it. Let's see where this takes us. Fire and trees go way back, like PB&J. They need each other to thrive, so why not combine them and see what happens? Plus, who doesn't love a good bonfire in the woods? Dragons are awesome and phoenixes are fiery, so combining them might create an even more powerful and majestic creature. Combining Fire Dragon with Sea Dragon for a double dose of dragon fire power. Let's make a fire sea dragon and light up the ocean. Let's mix fire with Swamp Dragon and see what happens. Maybe we'll get some crazy, fiery, swampy mess that eventually leads us to creating a human. Who knows? Let's have some fun with this. Because a lake will cool down that fiery fire dragon trap and create a nice contrast. Plus, it'll look amazing floating on the water. Humans need a solid ground to walk on, so starting with Earth makes sense. Plus, we gotta start somewhere, right? Because Earth is part of a planet, so let's mix them up and see what amazing new element we can create. Plus, who doesn't love a good cosmic fusion experiment? Fire is hot, fiery, and full of life. Let's bring some sizzle to the mix and see what happens. I chose Fire Phoenix Tree because it sounds like it's related to fire, just like Fire Dragon, so together they might make something super fiery and cool. Fire represents transformation, and dragons are powerful beings, so maybe combining them will lead to the creation of a new creature, like a human. Plus, who wouldn't want to see a fiery dragon evolve into a human? Sounds exciting. Combining Fire Dragon with Tree of Life would create a majestic and powerful entity, embodying both fiery strength and ancient wisdom. Plus, it would look super cool. Fire represents life force, and dragons are mystical creatures. Combining them could lead to the creation of a new life form, with the potential to evolve into a humanoid being like a human. Ash is the perfect match for Fire Dragon because it adds to the fiery chaos and destruction. Just picture the Fire Dragon breathing out flames and causing ash to rain down on everything. It's going to be a fiery spectacle. Books are like a treasure trove of human knowledge and stories. Plus, who doesn't love a good book to curl up with on a lazy day? Combining a book with a treasure could unlock a world of hidden knowledge and secrets, leading to exciting discoveries and valuable information. It's like going on a thrilling treasure hunt without leaving the comfort of your own virtual world. Fire is hot, fiery, and full of energy. Plus, who doesn't love playing with fire? Let's see what happens when we mix it with another element. Wood is perfect to combine with Fire Dragon because wood can fuel the fire and add a natural, earthy element to the mix. Let's get this fiery forest party started. Let's mix some fiery passion with the calmness of nature. Who knows what kind of explosive growth we might get? Because who doesn't want a tree that can shoot fireballs? Imagine a tree that can defend itself by launching fiery projectiles at anything that threatens it. It's like having a natural guardian on your side, ready to unleash a fiery storm on any foes. Plus, it would make for a pretty epic sight in the forest, don't you think? Let's start with water, because without it, we humans would be like dried up raisins. Plus, water can mix with so many things, just like how I mix up my words sometimes. The moon element is a perfect match for water because it symbolizes life cycles and emotions, just like water. Plus, being a moon human sounds pretty awesome, right? Because water is life, and without water, we wouldn't exist. Gotta start with the basics, right? Let's mix water with the Loch Ness Monster and see if we can uncover a new, elusive underwater beast. Time to dive deep and explore the unknown. Fire has the power to transform and create new things. Let's ignite the path to humanity with some fiery energy. Because what's a planet without its solar system? It's like peanut butter without jelly. You just gotta have the whole package. Let's start with fire because it's hot like me. Plus, it's the spark of life, so let's ignite this crafting journey. Let's mix up a planet with a dragon, because who wouldn't want a giant dragon ruling over a whole world? That's some next-level fantasy right there. Let's mix the fiery power of the fire dragon with the rejuvenating energy of the phoenix and see what kind of epic transformation we can cook up. Who knows? Maybe we'll create something even more legendary than a fire-breathing fire dragon. Imagine the fire dragon's flames merging with the indestructible body of a golem, creating a fiery colossus of epic proportions that can crush anything in its path. Dragons are already awesome, but fire dragons bring that extra heat and intensity. Let's mix them up with a regular dragon and see what kind of fiery beast we can create. Let's add some extra fire to the fire dragon. Double the flames, double the fun. Because who wouldn't want a fire dragon in their arsenal? It's like having your own personal flamethrower with wings. Because if we combine fire dragon with dragon golem, we might just create a super powerful mythical creature that can morph into a human form, getting us one step closer to the human element. Fire and dragons are already cool on their own, so combining them can only lead to something even cooler. Maybe this fiery dragon fusion will evolve into a human eventually. Who knows? Stranger things have happened in the world of infinite craft. Because who wouldn't want a fire dragon hanging out in their kiln? It's going to make things hot, spicy, and oh so epic. I choose book because who knows, maybe there's a recipe for creating humans in there, or at least some tips on how to level up to human status. Matey, let's combine a book with a pirate and set sail on a literary adventure full of treasure hunts, swashbuckling tales, and maybe even a parrot or two squawking pieces of eight. Plants are alive just like humans. Maybe if I mix plant with something else, I'll end up with a human. Let's see where this takes us. Plants are cool and all, but imagine if they were on fire. That would be lit, literally. So let's mix them up with the fire phoenix and see what kind of fiery plant we can create. Water is essential for all life forms, including humans. Plus, who doesn't want to start their day with a splash? Let's dive in. Boats are essential for humans to travel across water bodies. So, combining water with a boat seems like a logical step to get closer to the human element. Let's mix fire with dragons, two powerful and cool things, and see what we get. Maybe it will be a blazing creature of epic proportions. Imagine a plant that not only breathes fire, but also snaps at anything that comes near it. Talk about a spicy surprise. Fire and dragons are both badass and powerful, so combining them might create something even more epic. The moon's chill vibes will help cool down the fiery temperament of the fire dragon, creating a perfect harmony between light and dark, hot and cold. Plus, imagine the spectacle of a fire dragon dancing under the moonlight. Plants are like the ultimate BFFs of humans, providing us with oxygen, food, and all things nice. Let's start our journey to creating human by harnessing the power of plants. Because what's better than a flaming tree in your garden? It's like having your own personal torch to light up the night. Fire has the power to ignite passion and create new beginnings, just like how a spark can lead to a blazing fire. Let's kickstart this combination with some fiery energy. Dragons are already so mystical and powerful, so imagine them roaming around in a whole new universe made of planets. It would be like a sci-fi fantasy dream come true. Fireworks are like a celebration, and what better way to celebrate the amazing achievements of humanity than with a burst of color and light? Dragons are legendary creatures that breathe fire and have a mystical aura. Combining them with fireworks will create a mesmerizing display of power and magic, making it a perfect match to enhance the excitement and spectacle of the fireworks element. Because what's more basic than good old Earth? Humans are made of this stuff, literally. Earth and the Moon? Talk about a celestial combo. I can already imagine Earth's grounded stability merging with the Moon's dreamy vibes to create something truly out of this world. Let's see what kind of magic we can make with this cosmic mix. Water is essential for life, so let's start with a splash. Let's spice things up with a little fire phoenix tree action. Water and fire, a classic combo for creating something hot and steamy. Plus, who doesn't want a tree that can rise from the ashes like a majestic phoenix? Plants are like baby humans, so maybe if I combine plant with something else, I'll eventually get to human. Let's start with plant. Fire and plants are a match made in element heaven. Let's see those flames dance around the trees. Let's kick things off with some fire. Fire is hot, fierce, and ready to ignite some excitement in our experiment. Plus, who doesn't love a little bit of fiery drama in their crafting adventures? I choose the plant element because it complements wood perfectly. Just imagine a lush forest full of life and greenery. It's like wood's best friend. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. I chose wood because I thought it would be fun to see if we can create a human by starting with the material that Pinocchio was made of. Plus, wood can symbolize growth and life, which are key aspects of being human. Stone is like the tough guy of elements, just like wood. Imagine combining these two bad boys to create something super solid and indestructible, like the foundation of a skyscraper or a fortress made to withstand anything.
Abracadabra!
Let's start
Ja,
with
dieser
Earth because, well, humans are from Earth, right? Plus, it's all about that solid ground beneath our feet. Earth represents stability and Firebird represents transformation. Let's mix them up and see what new element we can create. Maybe something that combines growth and renewal. Let's mix the fierce fire dragon with the soothing water to see what kind of crazy reaction we get. It's like putting a dragon and a mermaid in a blender and hitting the blend button. Let's do this. Fire plant is already hot stuff, but adding the fire phoenix tree will bring that extra fire and soaring energy to the mix. Get ready for a fiery explosion of awesomeness. Water is life, dude. We all need water to survive, just like humans. So let's kick things off with some H2O and see where it takes us. Buddha statues are often associated with peace, wisdom, and enlightenment, which could bring a harmonious and balanced element to the water, leading us closer to humanity. Fire is lit. It's the spark of life, the warmth of creation. Let's bring some fiery goodness into the mix and see what happens. Dragons are cool and all, but what's cooler than a dragon that embodies the essence of life itself? Tree of Life brings that extra spark of vitality and growth to our fiery friend, creating a majestic fusion of power and nature. Let's start with water, because it's essential for life. We all need water to survive, just like humans need it to thrive. Plus, water can mix with a lot of other elements to create new and exciting combinations. Statues often represent humans, so by combining water with a statue, maybe we can bring a statue to life and create a human element. Plus, it would be cool to see a living statue walking around. Water is essential for human life. You can't survive without it. Plus, water is fun to play in and hydrates you. Gotta stay hydrated, right? Thank you all for joining me on this epic adventure in Infinite Craft. I had a blast playing with you all. See you in the next